Gotta hit the play button. Well, hello. Follow our intro music. There he goes. Gosh.
There we go.
Welcome to Blessed and Boys, a podcast that has withdrawn its name from the running for the Cleveland Browns head coaching job. We're one Saints fan and one Cowboys fan, one fan of Who Dat and one fan of Dat Win. We're here to give weekly takes, game recaps, bad betting picks, game previews, and the occasional Seinfeld reference.
Our patron Saint/Cowboy of the week is safety Jeff Heath. Jeff Heath grew up in Michigan, attended Lake Orion High School, where he was a multi-sport athlete in football and soccer. As a senior, he played nearly every role on the football team: defensive back, wide receiver, kicker, and punter, earning team captain honors and All-North Conference recognition. Lightly recruited, Heath accepted a partial scholarship to play football at Saginaw Valley State University, NCAA Division II program, where he majored in criminal science and continued to develop as a defensive back. He went undrafted in the 2013 NFL Draft and then signed with the Dallas Cowboys and quickly carved out a role through special teams and defensive versatility. Made the roster as a rookie, saw significant playing time, started 9 games in 2013, and led the team in special teams tackles, though his early career was marked by inconsistency in pass coverage.
That's putting it nicely because Calvin Johnson torched him and among others for like 300 yards receiving. He was the one who was like the poster child for that game. So
okay.
go.
Over the next several seasons, Heath remained a key depth player, contributing on defense, special teams, and in the postseason, including notable playoff performances in 2014 and 2016. His toughness and range were evident, though his aggressive style also drew scrutiny, most notably following a 2015 collision that ended Ricardo Lockett's career. Heath's career peaked from 2017 to 2019, where he became a full-time starter in Dallas, starting nearly every game and posting career-best numbers in tackles and interceptions while earning solid grades from Pro Football Focus. After 7 seasons with the Cowboys, he signed with the it would have been the Oakland Raiders back in 2020, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And then the Saints in 2021, where he primarily contributed on special teams and limited defensive snaps. Across his NFL career, Heath appeared in 135 games, 59 starts, 395 total tackles, 11 interceptions, 1 sack, 5 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. In 7 years in Dallas, he had 346 tackles, 8 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery. With the Raiders in 2020, 37 tackles and 3 interceptions. And with the Saints in 2021, 12 tackles and 1 sack. Heath now resides in Michigan with his wife, Paige, who is a former Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, and their children. And as of September of 2025, he has joined the football coaching staff at Lake Orion High School. I'm Paul, the Saints fan.
I'm Brandon, the Cowboys fan.
We're your hosts, Izzy. Let them know what time it is.
Yeah, that's it. It's go time. Let's see you lift that.
Mr. Mandelbaum, please.
It's go time.
This one's for you, Pop. It's go time.
It's go time.
You've been married 3 times.
That's it! It's go time!
It's go time.
Alrighty. It is go time. Time to talk about a few housekeeping items here. You can check us out. You can contact the show via email, blessthemboys@gmail.com. BLESSDEMBOYZ. Still on X at bless_them_boys. I'm at Paul Elliott _316. Brandon is at Ball from Grace. Still on Blue Sky. Haven't checked it in a while. We're just being kind. We are, if you're checking us out on the YouTube live stream, first of all, thank you. While you're here, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And
Batman.
also
Batman asks you to please hit the like and subscribe button.
do it for Batman. And then also you can check us out on Spotify and Apple. Leave a rating and review. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell the bots. We had the bots help us out on our intro today.
We did. Shout out to our co-author, our friend Chat. Our friend Chat.
Yeah, our friend Chat. Although Chat apparently thinks that the Raiders have always been in Las Vegas.
He does.
That's only
some of that period is fuzzy. He was not born yet. So.
That's true. That's true. No, that is true.
We'll cut him some slack for that.
That is true. All right, we're gonna get into might be a little bit of a lighter episode on the football front, but we'll get into it here in a little bit. But first, we here at Bless the Boys pride ourselves on being able to discuss other things.
The audio clips don't want to work today, Paul.
Somebody wake up George.
But enough about fish. I can discuss other things, you know.
All righty, Brandon. What? Actually, you and I have a common
we do
topic to discuss, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But
yeah, I'm gonna save that for last so that we can segue into and we can do a little bit of a crossover there.
There you go. Good enough.
I did watch some soccer this weekend. I watched a couple of Premier League games and then some Italian stuff, which was pretty good. Because you have Netflix, did you ever see the Netflix documentary Sunderland Till I Die?
No.
Okay.
I've heard of it. But
really good. But it's about this, like, they were a Premier League soccer team and they ended up getting relegated into the championship and then again relegated into League One. Was that right? But so they had gotten relegated like multiple times and then could not get back up into the Premier League, which like they're a pretty storied franchise or like a pretty big franchise. They have a huge stadium. And so like the whole thing was about the money problems for these owners and how the fans were like suffering through this. And so Sunderland is now back in the Premier League this year. And so I watched them. They've been really good at home, but they have not been played really well on the road. So I watched a road game with them against West Ham, and West Ham, who's also in the relegation fight this year, basically like tore them apart. Just like, I think they were up 3-0 at halftime. And so that was
this sounds like real life Ted Lasso, like Richmond, like
something like that. Something like that.
Kind of like, I don't know, like in the Ted Lasso universe, Richmond is not a storied franchise, but they are a
right.
Yeah.
But I think you'd like the documentary. I really enjoyed it, and I think that was like.
Now, this is different from. Is it Wrexham? Is that the
Wrexham is the one, and Wrexham was even lower tier, and they were like very, very small. Sunderland is actually like a big club. They are actually owned now. You would appreciate this. The person who bought them from these like owners that were kind of shifty is hold on, let me look up the name because you will recognize the last name, but I can't remember if it's both names or not. Let me see. So Sunderland AFC's owner is
Mandelbaum?
No, Kirill Louis Dreyfus.
Oh, there we go.
Yes, related. They are related.
Nice.
So if you're interested, I would recommend that show. So I watched soccer. I listened to a couple of Kanye albums. I listened to Watch the Throne, which is okay, not really my style.
I did listen to what's the song you sent me?
Devil in a New Dress.
Yeah, I did listen to Devil in a New Dress. Good. It's good stuff. No.
Banger.
Wait, as I told you via text, like this could be our new segment: middle-aged white guys review 10-year-old or however
Yeah.
15-year-old rap music.
Yeah, we're still workshopping the segment name.
right.
Hip replacement hop. So there we go. something
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, actually.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
We'll ask ChatGPT to come up with a name for it.
There we go. So I did watch that. I listened to that, and then I started kind of listening to some of the 2026 new stuff that's coming out. Didn't find anything I loved, but I did pick up a few albums off the new what's his name? I don't know anybody's name today, Paul. Be careful. I might call you something not Paul. Zach Bryan, the new Zach Bryan album. So I picked up I decided to start whenever I like a song that comes out on an album this year, just throw it onto a playlist, like best of 2026, and see what happens at the end of the year. So did start that, and then daughter and I are still making our way through season 1 of Wednesday. We've got 1 episode left. She's really enjoying that.
My wife was watching that. So yesterday with the snow, with the ice, she wasn't working. She wasn't going out for appointments from work. So I walked in. I walked upstairs. I was working remotely, and I walked upstairs just to check on her, and she had on season 1 of Wednesday, so she was revisiting it.
And then on Saturday night, we were going to watch Wednesday, and I opened up Netflix, and the skyscraper thing was on. Okay. Did you see this? Did you watch any of it?
I saw the tweet, like whatever was tweeted out about it. That kind of stuff doesn't do it for me for some reason.
It was insane, man. No net, no safety, no nothing. Climbing a skyscraper. I mean, my wife, who like really enjoys rock climbing, was like super into it, and I was like, I was intrigued, but so we watched. She watched pretty much the whole thing. I watched like bits and pieces of it.
Where was the building he was climbing?
In Taiwan.
It was in Taiwan. Okay.
Yeah, because it was like middle of the day over there, and so like.
Right. Okay. So it reminded me of the Mission Impossible. I forget which one it is. It's the one with Jeremy Renner where Cruise is on the side of the building, and he's got he's got those gloves that
that make him stick to the.
I forget the name of the bit, but it's in the Middle East somewhere.
Burj Khalifa.
Yes, Burj Khalifa. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. So this building, like, it starts out like angled in, and there's also like things that you can grab on, so you can like see that he has. I mean, it's metal, so obviously like you're like, oh well, it has handholds, but it's also metal, so he's like chalked up and stuff. But then it goes up, so it angles up, and then it has like these little things, and they're angled out like this, and so he's like climbing and having to like go like he's like gravity's pulling down. So we watched that, a little bit of that on Saturday. And then the other thing, or things that I watched this weekend, was, first of all, to line up with your Denzel challenge, I did finally watch Book of Eli this weekend. I understand your comparison that this was the best possible version of a sci-fi TV movie. So it didn't quite age very well in terms of the effects.
I just like I mentioned last week when I talked about it. It blows my mind that like Gary Oldman, Denzel, and Michael Gambon, who was like, he was Gandalf, or not Gandalf, he was Harry Potter, Dumbledore. Yeah, he was Dumbledore. Like these are the folks that are in this movie, and like
Mila Kunis.
And Mila Kunis.
Then there's also a character in there that I recognize that I don't think you wouldn't have recognized, and my wife did not recognize. But I was looking, I was like, this guy's familiar, and he was Cheddar Bob in 8 Mile.
Oh yeah, no, that would not have recognized.
That's not a.
I thought you were gonna go with like a Seinfeld. Like, did I have a
No,
Seinfeld?
it was not a
reference?
Seinfeld. Cheddar Bob is not a Seinfeld reference. But I think what makes it look like a sci-fi movie is like how they tried to make it look like dystopian.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's just like dim and kind of that sort of aspect of it is not done particularly.
It
well.
reminded me. It reminded me of. I don't know if you ever saw this show on Sci-Fi. There was a show. It was called Z Nation. Came out like right around the time that like.
Is that like a zombie thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was like Sci-Fi's answer to Walking Dead, where
Like the cheap knockoff version.
basically it was like it was like the Temu version of Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But like the what you're describing, like the lighting and stuff, yeah, it reminded me of that, and it's just like I don't know why, because again, like Denzel was, I'm trying to think what I mean. I think right after that movie, he does Flight, which is really good. Mila Kunis was like at the height of her powers.
I guess Inside Man probably would have been a couple of years earlier. Before
06.
This one, right?
Inside Man's 06.
This was like 2010, I think.
Yeah, this is like 2010. I guess I could look up Denzel's filmography here. The Book of Eli did win 3 awards. I wonder if they were Razzies. Let's see.
What did it win?
It won. Okay, so it won Best Science Fiction Film. I'm sorry, it was nominated for Best Science Fiction Film at the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films.
Okay. These are not Academy Awards. That's what you're telling me.
It also was nominated for Best Picture at the Image Award, the NAACP Image Awards. Mila Kunis was nominated for a Teen Choice Award. Yeah, so no Razzies for this one. Denzel and Mila Kunis were both nominated for a Scream Award, like SCREAM Scream Award. I didn't realize we were talking about Walking Dead, but Greg Nicotero did the makeup, and he worked on Walking Dead for years. He was one of the he was responsible for the makeup in Book of Eli. Somebody else was in this movie that I thought, yeah, that's he's a really good actor too. Oh, Ray Stevenson. Yeah, Ray Stevenson. He's Tom Waits. Tom Waits was in the movie. Yeah, he's the bartender, I think.
Yeah, the guy who's like he runs kind of like the curio shop sort of thing where
Yeah, we talked about Jennifer Beals, who's the Mila Kunis's mother. She stars in Devil in a Blue Dress, which came out in 95. I did want to look up real quick. So Denzel, where's he at here? Where's his credits here? Let's just take away. So he does this movie in 2010. After this movie, he does Unstoppable with Chris Pine, the train movie.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait, Chris Pine? Chris Pine. I get him and Chris Pratt mixed up. Then he does Safe House with Ryan Reynolds. He does Flight, Flight's good. Then he does Two Guns with Marky Mark. And then he does the first Equalizer movie. So he's in kind of a off and on period. The movie he did right before Book of Eli was The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, which is a remake of a I talked about the original on the show a couple months ago when I watched it. So Inside Man's 06, and then he does Deja Vu, which I've talked about on the show, and he did American Gangster. Right, he does those 3 movies in a row.
Oh man, American Gangster was great too.
It was disappointing at the time, but I rewatched it within the last 3 months or so, and yeah, it's good.
I wanted to point out today, your 2 alma maters played against each other.
Oh, they
in
did.
basketball. Yes.
How about that?
Stephen F. Austin edged out Northwestern State 69-67. So you got the
Nice.
two
Nice.
you got the two mean numbers in there.
There we go.
69 and 67.
There we go. Oh man.
And then the final thing that I watched, which we will talk about, I believe this was number 2 on the New York Times 100.
Ooh, that's a good question. You keep going. I'll take a look.
So Paul and I both watched City of God this weekend, which was the Brazilian movie based on a true story, which I did not know about.
Yes.
Two people growing up in kind of the slums of Rio de Janeiro in the like 60s and 70s, coming out of this like kind of these slums. One of them goes off to become sort of like the leader of a gang, leading drug cartels in this area of town called the City of God. And then the other kind of goes on, kind of works, and then wants to become a photographer. And so how their paths, they start in the same place, but their paths sort of intertwine and diverge, come back again based on kind of their lives. And there's all these different characters who they kind of tell the backstory of and how they got into these places and how that fits into everything. Done. It's not a documentary style, but there is some like elements of that into the way it's done. But really, I mean, this movie is like pretty gut wrenching in some places. Like the scene where they're going to get the kids and there's 2 kids there, 2 kids get left, and then one of them, like, they hand the gun to the kid and make him choose who to shoot. That's pretty brutal. And then the ending, did not see that coming, where the way Lil Z ends up, I did not see that coming at all.
I thought you were talking about with Knockout Nate.
That either. I mean, there were like the two twists at the end, like the way things ended up like going wrong, like we're all just like, really,
So
and the movie's really well done too.
It's fantastic. Yeah. So a couple things. So it is number 15 on the New York Times.
I thought it was higher for some reason.
Well, okay, so it's 15 on the give me a second here. So on the readers list, because remember there's two lists. There's the one that the critics did, and then there's one the readers did. On the it's actually lower on the readers list, which makes sense. Well, okay, so on the readers list it was 37. On the critics list it's 15. Here's a couple of them. So right above it are Inglourious Bastards, Children of Men, Zone of Interest, Mad Max Fury Road, Social Network, Spirited Away, Get Out, Eternal Sunshine, No Country for Old Men, Moonlight, In the Mood for Love, There Will Be Blood, Mulholland Drive, and then Parasite, number 1.
Oh, so that's right.
So it's in pretty good. It's in good company. I mean, it's it came out in 2000. It came out in America in 2003.
2000. Okay.
Yeah, so it debuted in 2002, but it was released in America in 2003.
I couldn't believe
I didn't realize it was based on a true story either until the very end when they
I didn't either. It's like that popped up, and then the other thing was like I'd been trying to find this movie for so long, and then like I don't remember what I searched on, and it was like Paramount Plus. I was like, this isn't on Paramount Plus. And then I went and pulled up Paramount Plus, and sure enough, there it was. And so, like, I don't know if it just came on there, or like what? If I just like completely missed it. But like,
check here. Yeah, Paramount. It's also on. I think I told you this, but it's on Canopy,
right?
Well. For those who, I've shouted out this service before, but if you have a library card, you can get Canopy for free.
Having fun isn't hard when you got a library card.
Sure. Yeah.
You never watched Arthur, did you?
Oh, I did, but not
you missed that one.
Not a religious watcher. No. So City of God was nominated for 4 Oscars. Best Director, Fernando Meirelles. And this ties into Denzel. I mentioned this last week. He has a new movie with Denzel coming out this year. It's Denzel, Robert Pattinson. I forget who the female lead is. I think I went through it last week, but it's called Here Comes the Flood. They've wrapped filming. It's supposed to come out sometime this year. So he was nominated for Best Director. He did not win. Best Writing, Adapted Screenplay, Best Cinematography, Best Film Editing. Those were the 4 awards. Let me see who won.
Did it win anything?
No, didn't win anything. I'm looking to see who it. I'm looking to see who it lost to.
You know, the one thing that's interesting, like this is us. Get out the Pooh Bear meme, because this was a subtitle movie in
right. It was
in Brazilian Portuguese. In Portuguese, also a Romance language from Latin, but you can't it sounds a lot different than, and I don't know if that's the Brazilian piece of it, if it's developed differently from Portuguese over there, but it sounds you can pick up a few words, but it sounds like almost completely different.
I've discovered with some of these foreign language films that I watch, I get so engrossed in listening to them speak that I forget to watch the subtitles, if that makes sense. A couple seconds will go by and I'm getting engrossed in listening to them. Like, oh wait, I don't know what they're saying. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't. So Best Writing, Adapted Screenplay that year at the Oscars. So City of God was nominated. The other nominees were Seabiscuit, Mystic River, American Splendor, and the winner was a little film called Return of the King. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
Okay.
That was that. Best Cinematography, the other nominees were Seabiscuit, Girl with a Pearl Earring. I've never heard of that one. Cold Mountain. And then the winner was Master and Commander, Far Side of the World, the Russell Crowe.
The boat one?
High Seas Adventure, yeah.
Let me tell you, Seabiscuit was boring as all get out. I fell asleep in that movie.
Best Film Editing was the other nominees were Seabiscuit, Master and Commander, Cold Mountain, and the winner was Return of the King. And then Best Director.
This was the year that movie basically it was the career. It was like the career achievement basically. Yeah. You made these great movies and
So Peter Jackson won Best Director for Return of the King. Fernando Meirelles was also nominated. Sofia Coppola was nominated for Lost in Translation. Peter Weir, Master and Commander, and Clint Eastwood for Mystic River. And then this director, Meirelles, he also directed a movie called The Constant Gardener.
I've heard of that, but I've never seen it.
Ralph Fiennes. He also directed a movie in 2019 called The Two Popes with Jude Law and Anthony Hopkins. No, I'm sorry, Jonathan Pryce and Anthony Hopkins. Jude Law was in The Young Pope. That was like an HBO miniseries or something like that.
There's a couple of movies this year, because you talked about the Denzel one coming out in theaters. There's a couple of movies that I'm actually going to try to make a point to go see in theaters. The Odyssey is obviously one of them.
Yeah, I mean, we got it. Yeah,
that's and then the other thing is I'm not like a Marvel guy, but I actually want to see, because I like the Doom character.
Okay.
And so Victor Von Doom / Dr. Doom.
I got a feeling that movie is gonna just stink. It's just gonna. I mean, because think about I don't know if did you watch all the way up through Endgame? Did you catch that wave or
no?
So I was slow catching on to. So in 2008, when Iron Man came out, that was the first movie, obviously, of the MCU. I was working at a movie theater. So I got to see that, and I got to see Incredible Hulk, the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk. a good bit of times working at the movie theater. And then as the years went on, I just didn't really keep up with it.
Mm-hmm.
And right around, I guess it was 2014, because that's when Winter Soldier came out, I think, the Captain America, and people were like raving about that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So then I started, okay, let me kind of catch up, and finally caught up in enough time to where that's the Endgame is the last time I can remember really trying to avoid spoilers. Like seriously, like don't go on Twitter, like just try not to do anything. And since then, I've just been kind of like, yeah, whatever. Like if I see it, I see it. If I don't, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
But the movies since then have just been. The best thing, honestly, since Endgame have been like the TV series, like WandaVision, Loki. Some of the Spider-Man movies have been okay.
Well, the Spider-Verse movies are great. We watched
the Spider-Verse movies. Yeah, those are. Yeah.
We actually recently watched the first one with the kids while we were out in Joshua Tree, and they actually loved it too. I forgot to mention on
there is a new Spider-Man, a live action movie coming out this year as well.
Oh, another one.
I believe, yeah.
So I forgot to mention on the Book of Eli, I think, I don't remember how I knew this already, but I was watching the movie and I looked at my wife and I was like, isn't he blind in this movie? And she was like, well, that ruins like kind of the plot twist, because it gets to the end and he opens up the book and it's Braille, and because he gets the book and I was like, oh, it's going to be Braille now. And so they don't. That's the other thing about that movie is they don't really do a great job of explaining what the apocalyptic event was. No, it's very there was the war and then the sun.
Yeah, it's just like up, and then because Mila Kunis's mother, Jennifer Beals' character, she's also blind.
Mm-hmm.
I believe.
Right. Yeah, she is.
But they don't really do a great job of
the
that.
world.
And then
the world building is not exactly like.
No. That's that was the other part of that movie that was just kind of like. Again, I think if you caught it post 2010 just on TV, you watch it, you probably have a good time. But if you saw trailers for it and went in the theater to see it, you probably were disappointed. Honestly,
my wife still loves it. She still she still loves it.
No, it's not a bad movie. So that actually segues into my Denzel movie of the week here, which this week was tough, buddy. I actually had to reach out to Cinechum's challenge on Twitter. Because when the challenge came out Monday, and let me pull it up here so I can read it to you.
When it says me, myself, and I in the show notes, and I thought that was going to be me, myself, and Irene.
Well, yeah, so that was my first thought too. But here's the prompt. Here's what it reads. This week's challenge is to watch a movie where the title itself screams, quote, main character energy, unquote, i.e., I, me, my, mine, myself, and similar first-person phrasing. Bottom line, your main choice should have a self-referential title. Movies that literally include words like I, me, my, mine, myself, or similar first-person phrasing. If the name of the film immediately suggests a personal viewpoint or an identity statement, you're good to go. As a get-out-of-jail-free card, if you're struggling, we also are opening the door to titles that hint at inner thoughts, personal reflection, or direct address. Diaries, confessions, monologues, speeches will also count, as well as the title clearly suggests a first-person or self-focused perspective. Now, when I first read this, I started thinking, well, if the title of the movie references a character, so like Antoine Fisher, Roman J. Israel, Malcolm X, that has to count, right? Well, then I read along a little further. It says named characters don't count this time, because apparently they did. We had a named characters challenge fairly recently. Not this. I think it was at the end of 2025. So I literally tweeted at Cinechums on Twitter, and I was like, okay, so these movies don't count. And the only one I could find, and I literally was like to the point where I'm like, okay, well, this is not going to be able to work, and we'll have to figure something out. I said, well, what about he has a movie called A Soldier's Story from 1984, which is, I'll pull up the quick plot synopsis here so I can go through it. And they said, yes, using the kind of the reflection, I forget how but using the idea of like a movie about reflections kind of thing, that would count. So I ended up going with I can't even speak, A Soldier's Story from 1984. This is actually Denzel's second feature film. I talked about Carbon Copy way back in week 1 of this adventure. And also, fun note here, this is the first movie in this venture with Denzel that was nominated not only for an Oscar, it was nominated for Best Picture in 1985. Now, it lost to a little film called Amadeus, so,
he never finished his Requiem.
Yeah, it's in Amadeus. But this also is the first film in this of these 5 that I've watched where Denzel's not really the star of the movie. He's really a part of a bigger cast. It is directed by Norman Jewison, who also directed In the Heat of the Night, the film In the Heat of the Night from the 70s that starred Sidney Poitier. And actually the lead actor in this movie, Howard Rollins, would go on to play Mr. Tibbs in the television version of In the Heat of the Night. And he's really the star of the film. So basically, let me read the synopsis here for you. An African-American officer investigates a murder in a racially charged situation in World War II. So to kind of go a little more into detail, there's an all-black squad that's on this military base. It's actually in Louisiana. That's outside of a little.
Is it kind of like the Tuskegee Airmen kind of sort of thing?
Not quite. So basically, these guys are grouped together in this unit, in this platoon, because they all play baseball, and so basically they have a all black baseball team that is like the best team in Army history, and like there's even a possibility at one point that they'll play an exhibition game against the Yankees, and this is in like World War II. So I think the time frame here is like 1944, 45, around there. Anyway, so their sergeant gets murdered. He goes in, like the movie starts and you see he's in town. And again, it's kind of a racially charged environment because it's the 40s in Louisiana. And he gets murdered. You don't know who did it. So they assign Howard Rollins' character to come and investigate, to figure out, who murdered their master sergeant or their sergeant. And basically the majority of the folks on the base are African-American, but like all the lieutenants are white. So, and they make it very clear to Howard Rollins that, hey, we don't want you accusing folks in the town of this murder. And there's talk of like the KKK. There's like all these different elements going on. So, but yeah, so Denzel plays one of the members of this platoon, I guess, or of this squad. David Alan Grier is also in this film. It's like very early David Alan Grier.
I think this is very early for everybody. For most
very
people.
Early for everybody. The sergeant that is murdered, and then they kind of show him in flashbacks. The actor's name is kind of an unfortunate name. His name is Adolf Caesar. I was like, I had to check this like 3 or 4. Like, yeah,
the parents of that guy.
But I will say, phenomenal actor. In
That's
the
like
role.
that's like Hitler. He wore in the Charlie Chaplin mustache for everybody. You can't do that one.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You can't be Adolf.
It also the film score is also done by Herbie Hancock, who is obviously a famous jazz pianist. So Patti LaBelle has a guest appearance. She plays the owner of a club. Basically, the club in town that they all go to when they're off duty is called Big Mary's, and Patti LaBelle plays Big Mary.
Big Mary.
So, but yeah, so I would definitely recommend checking this one out if you have a chance. I actually found it on YouTube. There's just a version of it on YouTube, so
Okay.
you get a second to check it out. But yeah, like I said, very early Denzel, so this is only his second feature film. The film gets nominated for Best Picture for what it's worth. I could definitely see in 1984 this movie being nominated for Best Picture, if that makes sense. Like, it definitely speaks as one of a film of that type. I would recommend it if you get a second. If you get a second to check it out. So onward and upward. So we're 5 down, 47 to go.
Yep.
I guess technically, if this new Here Comes the Flood comes out, I'm going to try not to use that one if I don't have to. I don't even know when it's coming out, to be honest. I'm guessing it'll be like the fall sometime. So, but yeah, so that's that. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I didn't watch any. I didn't catch up with anything for 2025. The Oscars. Did we talk about the Oscars at all last week? I don't think we did.
I don't know. I think
The
we talked about the
nominations.
nominations because I think didn't we talk about Sinners, because that had 16.
Correct. It broke the record.
How many do you think it wins?
It's not gonna win all 16. I feel like, so actually you'll appreciate this. Underdog, where I'll talk more about them in a little bit, because I did place a wager. Play some wagers there. But they on Underdog now you can wager on the Oscars. They have odds for like Best Picture, Best Director, Best. So
okay, this may actually get me to watch the Oscars.
So Sinners is not the betting favorite in Best Picture. Ryan Coogler is not the betting favorite in Best Director. I have a feeling that one of those two is gonna go their way. Either Ryan Coogler wins Best Director or the movie wins Best Picture.
I don't think it gets Best Picture, and that's because I think they're jazzed up to give that to the One Battle After Another. That feels like a shoe-in for Best Picture to me.
Yeah, if you ask me, I would say One Battle wins Best Picture. I think Paul Thomas Anderson wins Best Director, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if Coogler did.
I think he has this is up for Best Original Screenplay, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That feels like the category to me where you can award Coogler for his work there. So that's where I would, if I was going to bet
I'm
pulling up
the nominations right now. So they are nominated. So there are 16 nominations. Now, one of those 16 nominations is Best Casting, which is a new category.
It sounds made up.
But even if you take that one out, they would have 15, which is still the record. So it's a legit record. It's not like so here's so Best Casting, Best Achievement in Cinematography, Best Achievement in Makeup and Hairstyling, Best Achievement in Music Written for a Motion Picture, Original Score, Best Original Song, Best Sound, Best Achievement in Visual Effects, Best Picture of the Year, Best Achievement in Directing, Performance by a Leading Actor, Michael B. Jordan, Performance by a Supporting Actor, Delroy Lindo, which is awesome. Delroy Lindo's been around quite a while. This is his first nomination, so that's great to see. Best performance by a supporting actress, Wonmi Masaku. She plays is it Smoke's wife?
Mm.
I think it's, or is it Stack? Who's the one that doesn't become a vampire? Is that Stack?
I don't remember.
Whichever one doesn't become a vampire, his wife. She got nominated for
Okay.
Best Original Screenplay for Coogler, production design, costume design, and then also film editing. I do think that they win. I'm guessing score probably wins. I'm guessing, yeah, Best Original Screenplay is probably a good bet. I would love to see.
I think K-pop Demon Hunters wins Best Original Song, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I would love to see Delroy Lindo win for Best Supporting Actor, but I think Stellan Skarsgård's the betting favorite for Sentimental Value, a film I have not seen yet.
Did not see.
Michael B. Jordan winning for Best, like that's Timothy Chalamet's Oscar for Best Actor.
I don't know. It feels like it, doesn't it?
It's like, yeah, I mean, and he deserves it. I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't. It's just, and Marty Supreme's probably not gonna win a bunch of other things. So yeah. But listen, it's wonderful that Sinners got all those nominations. So kudos to them. For Best Picture, I actually, of the 10 nominees, I've seen 7 of them, I think. The only 3 I have not seen are Sentimental Value, which I just mentioned, Hamnet, I have not seen, and The Secret Agent. I have not
heard Hamnet is a gut punch.
That's what I've heard too. Now, I think Jessie Buckley, who's the lead actress of that film, is the betting favorite for Best
Actresses. That makes sense.
So she's the betting favorite. Paul Mescal, who's the lead actor of Hamnet, was not nominated for Best Lead Actor, which was kind of a surprise. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But Paul Mescal is pretty soon going to be Paul McCartney in the Beatles movie. So I think he'll be okay.
Just what we need, another music biopic to.
Oh, do you not know about this Beatles movie thing?
I do not.
They're making 4 movies, one for Paul, one for George, one for Ringo, and one for John. Like, they're making 4 separate movies, and they're going to come out.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's a thing, man.
No thanks.
It's a thing. But yeah, no. Paul Mescal is Paul McCartney. Harris Dickinson, I think, is one of the other ones.
George Harrison. They could just all have the same name.
Joseph Quinn is. Hang on, let me get the cast of the list here. Joseph Quinn is George Harrison. Joseph Quinn was Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, and Fantastic Four most recently. Barry Keoghan is Ringo Starr. Barry Keoghan was in Banshees of Inisherin. He was in the Batman. He played. Was he the Joker? Not me.
Riddler?
No, Riddler was Paul Dano. Paul Mescal is Paul McCartney, and then Harris Dickinson is John Lennon. Harris Dickinson was in. Is he in the Iron Claw? Yeah, he was in the Iron Claw. He played one of the Von Erich brothers in the Iron Claw, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited for the Oscars this year. It's actually the day before my birthday, March 15th. So I'll be checking it out.
That's my mom's birthday.
March 15th?
Yes. Beware the Ides of March.
There you go. Yeah. So we'll be watching the Oscars, be getting ready for that. City of God, good movie. Check it out. Anything else we want to talk about before we get into some football?
Nope. We can get to the actual sports portion of the show now that we're an hour in.
Almost an hour in, yeah. All right, so no college football to talk about, I guess. Nothing.
I don't think anything
Nothing.
exciting happens. Like not even the.
No.
Oh no! There's one thing. Did you see that
Okay.
Diego Pavia measured in today?
Yeah,
Diego Pavia is not, in fact, 6 feet tall. He is my height.
No.
So good luck, buddy.
The best tweet I saw about that was Mina Kimes retweeted his measurements and said, "I need to get a picture with him at the combine or something like that." So shout out to Mina Kimes. Yeah, Senior Bowl's going on right now. Actually, I missed it. The East West Shrine game was on tonight on NFL Network, but I forgot to tune in.
We should get to. Do you want to, before we go to the game? Do you want to do news and notes after the games or before the games? I feel like there's a couple of things we can.
What the hell? Let's do it before.
Okay,
Let's
so
change up a little bit.
so the there's a new Pro Bowl. There's a new Pro Bowler announced the other day.
Oh my god!
Which is completely discredited the Pro Bowl as any sort of recognition at all at this point.
I wanted to hang on. I wanted to have. I definitely wanted to have this conversation, but I meant to look up the. You continue. I'm just going to look something up here.
Well, the Browns quarterback, I think Mel Kiper is pretty happy now, given that the quarterback that he had ranked so highly has made the Pro Bowl, vindicated Mel Kiper after all these years as Shadur Sanders, Cleveland Browns 5th round draft pick, was named to the Pro Bowl this week, thereby rendering the Pro Bowl, as I said, useless as any sort of actual merit.
So the original 3 quarterbacks selected for the AFC were Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and Drake May. So Drake May obviously can't play because he's going to the Super Bowl. I'm guessing Josh Allen and Justin Herbert. Well, Josh Allen's about to have a kid, so like he's probably got better things to worry about. Herbert, I think, is hurt. I think he's got nagging injuries.
Well, after so then the offensive line he played behind.
Yeah. So after that, because I somebody brought this up on Twitter. They're like, okay, so after that, so then you say, okay, well, who in the AFC are you going to go to? Are you going to ask Tua? No. The Jets quarterback? No. I guess Burrow,
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud. I mean,
have you also seen that CJ Stroud has replaced JJ McCarthy as a meme for the terrible quarterback?
Yeah,
it's like so and so whenever they need something to happen, and it's just CJ Stroud.
It's bad, man. Like people have turned on that guy, but the thing is, obviously, you and I, we live in the Houston area, so we're close to it. It felt like there was at a tipping point with him because the defense for the Texans is so good. It's been so good this season. And like we said on the show, we're like, if he can just play mistake-free, he doesn't even have to be spectacular. He just got to not turn the ball over 5 times or whatever he did against the Patriots.
Narrator, he did not play mistake-free.
He did not, yeah. Spoiler alert, he did not. But
what did he had 8 turnovers in the 2 playoff games.
Yeah.
Not going to win doing that, buddy.
Yeah, and I mean, but getting back to the Pro Bowl thing, so it's like, okay, so you're not going to ask. I mean, Mahomes tore his ACL, so he's out. Bo Nix broke his ankle, he's gone. The Geno Smith, you're not asking him. So you're getting down to Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow.
I bet Lamar, Joe Burrow. Some of these people probably said no.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And then by the way, the game's kind of a joke anyway because it's not a game. It's just this flag football crap that.
Well, I like to watch the challenge stuff they do now. That's the fun part for me. That's always been the best part of this. They took that away back because they used to do that in the 90s, and that was the fun thing to watch was them throwing it, moving targets and stuff. Now that they brought that back, that's the best part of Pro Bowl weekend anyway. I don't actually need to see them play flag football. So
do you think Dylan Gabriel was what the hell?
Maybe they asked. It would be funnier if they asked Dylan Gabriel and he said no, and then
would
they
be
gave
funny.
it to Shedeur.
By the way, kind of pivoting off of that, the Browns remain one of 3 teams yet to hire a coach. The Cardinals and the Raiders are the other 2.
What do these 3 teams have in common, Paul?
Is that the top 3 picks in the draft? It's Raiders.
I was just going to say that nobody wants those jobs and that they're like unmitigated disasters that you're walking into.
Well, I had an interesting. I found this one interesting today. So the Bills, as of today, the day we're recording this, promoted really Joe Brady, their offensive coordinator, after kind of a lackluster search. I mean, they didn't really. It reminded me. No offense to you, but it reminded me of the Cowboys search from last year. It was like not a very inspiring group, and then we'll just promote the OC. We'll just promote the offensive coordinator. Now it worked out for you guys.
Well, it turned out I think what ended up happening, what you end up finding out about the Schottenheimer thing is like it seems like he came in and like actually impressed everybody and like actually blew them away, and then you're seeing that because it's like, oh, he's actually kind of competent and knows what he's doing. Maybe Joe Brady was like that, but like it seems like the other guys that they interviewed were not exactly the most inspiring, like you said, candidates.
The other piece of it that I saw today too was apparently he was in major consideration for like the Ravens offensive coordinator job. He was in major consideration for some other, and so basically Buffalo's like, if you want to keep him, you got to make him head coach, pretty much. Like, and I guess he's valued. I know his stock this season took a little bit of a dip considering what their offense did. Now, granted, they had injuries and they had, issues,
I think because the argument for like, so you got rid of McDermott and you say you're going to clean house, but the argument for keeping Brady there is that like the offense was never really exactly the problem this year. The defense was the problem.
Yeah.
And so
McDermott's a defensive coach, so it's like
And so if you're fine with keeping Brady and just building on that, then I can understand why. Hey, let's just like keep some continuity on offense with Josh Allen. He's comfortable in the system, so we don't have to start over from scratch. And then what we can do is just try to find a good defensive mind who's available.
Well,
there's still. Gannon got hired in Green Bay, so that was off the table.
Which you'll find this funny. So I texted my former coworker who's a Packers fan. I was like, "Hey, what did you think about them hiring Gannon?" He goes, "I wasn't really impressed with his Arizona defense." I'm like, "Well, he was the Eagles defensive coordinator." He goes, "Oh yeah, that's right." Like, oh right, like so. But real quick on Buffalo before we get off of them. Did you see who their leading candidate for defensive coordinator is?
Well, I was going to say, is it going to be the Broncos?
Jim Leonard.
If you do that, then I think that makes me feel a little bit better about this hire. Now the question is going to be like, what is the how well does the GM do in putting a team together for this? And how much? And it's also funny because they blame the coaches, and then it's like, here's our new head coach, the guy that we're keeping around. So
all these coaches suck except for him, and we're going to make him
exactly. So like there's a little they're kind of talking out of both sides of their mouth on this. It feels like And so,
well, I mean, they stuck the foot way up the mouth with the whole press conference about
the
coaches wanted. The Keon Coleman thing,
situation.
That's like 101 for how to not handle a press conference.
Right. You had to have known that somebody had that film about you talking about Keon Coleman, right?
You would think. So the Bills get their guy. So now there's kind of a domino effect here because Joe Brady got the job and not Brian Daboll now is going to be the offensive coordinator for Tennessee, which I really like that move because you got solid. And we talked about this when they fired Callahan. We're like, get a defensive coach and get like a good offensive mind to be your offensive coordinator. And that's kind of what they've done. They've got solid at the head coach. They've hired Daboll as your offensive coordinator. Your guy, White Cotton from the Cowboys, looks like he's going to be the defensive coordinator for Tennessee. I kind of like what they're doing with the Titans with that team.
I'm in wait and see mode on Daboll because and I think the athletic football guys were talking about him, and things had kind of petered out kind of toward the end of his run in Buffalo after the Josh Allen thing. And then he went to New York and got like one good season out of Daniel Jones, and then maybe got something out of Jackson Dart, but also had like issues. And then also like the stories that came out about him were not particularly encouraging either. And so I will hold off on judgment on this. Yeah, but like I'm not as excited as everybody else is about the Daboll hire.
The other piece of this, the Titans, very quietly, the AFC South has become a pretty good division. We talked about this, I think, on the show a couple weeks ago. You've got obviously Houston and Jacksonville are both playoff teams. Indianapolis would have been a playoff team most likely if Daniel Jones doesn't get hurt. So, you're fighting an uphill battle for Tennessee, similar to kind of like the Arizona job. Like if you're somebody looking at the Arizona job, you're going into a situation where the other three teams in the division made the playoffs. Two of those teams played in the NFC Championship. And you don't know what Kyler Murray is probably not going to be there. Which
that may be for that may be a plus. that may be your benefit.
The betting favorite right now, I think, is Mike LaFleur, the brother of Matt LaFleur, which makes sense if you're the Cardinals because like he comes from the Rams, so like you also by hiring him make the Rams possibly weaker, I guess. The other names I've seen, Vance Joseph was a name for a while, but now he's not. His name kind of fell off.
That's probably why. The defensive court. Jim Leonard is probably getting consideration is going to Buffalo is because he's not going to have the opportunity to take over that Denver defense. We should also point out. Aaron White Cotton also bald. So the Tennessee Titans are going.
Yes,
they're going 100% in on the dome.
The Costanza coaching staff here.
Yeah. Nobody is anybody still holding on to the remnants of a once proud. Once great civilization.
Apparently, speaking of the Cardinals, they did interview former Commanders coach Ron Rivera for the job.
What about Cliff Kingsbury for that Cardinal job?
Yeah, so where is Kingsbury going to end up, do we think? Is he I mean, he's probably going to be an OC at this point, I would think, unless the Raiders are just like, here you go, Cliff.
What about Kansas City?
Well, no, they hired Bieniemy.
Oh, they did.
They saw fired Matt Nagy.
Well, I saw the firing, the soft firing of Nagy, and then I never saw that they hired Bieniemy.
Yeah, no. So Nagy was out there interviewing, and it looked like he might get the Tennessee job for a minute. And then while that was happening, the Chiefs brought Bieniemy back and kind of hired him, Nagy's contract was up anyway, I think. So
it was like an on your feet, lose your seat situation.
Kind of, yeah. And so they hired Bieniemy while Nagy was interviewing with Tennessee, and then they just released this hey, thanks Matt for your service kind of thing.
Incredible work there.
I mean, yeah, just unbelievable. So the three names for Arizona right now are Mike LaFleur, Jonathan Campanella, the Jaguars defensive coordinator.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, Anthony Campanile.
Campanile.
Campanile. And then Raheem Morris, who just got fired in Atlanta, is another name that's been out there.
Really inspiring list we got there.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like it's going to be LaFleur. I think the betting odds I saw.
Who's the favorite Who's the favorite on the Raiders job right now?
I think it's Clint Kubiak. Now the problem
That's right.
the problem there is you got to wait until February 8th or 9th because you can't talk to him during the Super Bowl. Raiders coaching favorite. Because we talked about this with Trang last week about they might lose. They may lose Kubiak to the Raiders. The other, I'm trying to think of the other names I saw with the Raiders. Oh, Davis Webb, so that's an interesting situation. So Davis Webb right now is the Broncos like QB coach, but he's a very hot name in this cycle. The Broncos today fired their offensive coordinator, Joe Lombardi, who was with Sean Payton in New Orleans. So it's possible that they'll just promote Davis Webb to offensive coordinator. The other name that has been thrown out there is Mike McDaniel. Now, Mike McDaniel officially has become the offensive coordinator for the Chargers. Like he had his press conference, he did the whole thing. The understanding for a little bit there was like he's going to be offensive coordinator for the Chargers if he didn't get a head coaching job. It looks like he's kind of resigned himself to not getting a head coaching job. So yeah, according to Jamie Eisner on Twitter, he is the COO and managing editor of the Draft Network. He posted some odds a couple days ago. Okay, so here's the update. This is from 10 hours ago. Updated odds for next head coach. So for the Cardinals, Mike LaFleur is minus 350. Davis Webb for the Raiders is minus 120. Kubiak's still plus 100, so it's not like it's my guess is that if Davis Webb decides to stay in Denver, then the Raiders are just going to wait for Kubiak.
Where are you looking at the odds?
This is on Twitter. I'm actually here. I'll retweet it right now.
Okay,
and I'll tag the show. I'm retweeting it from my my account.
Yeah, the Kalshi has Kubiak as 74% chance.
Okay, what about
Davis Webb at 11%?
Yeah, so I just retweeted it at our account. Yeah, and like I said, this was 10 hours ago, so I mean, this obviously could have changed. And then Cleveland, it's kind of a cluster. So the thought right now is that they're just going to promote. We think we talked about this last week too. They're just going to promote Jim Schwartz, who was their defensive coordinator. And the hope is that they could possibly bring in Todd Monken as offensive coordinator. There's been talk of basically the idea is that the owner has said they want whoever they hire, they want Jim Schwartz on the staff.
Right.
So everybody
that's been a problem for people who want to hire their own staff.
Right. Because the one outside name right now is this guy who is the Rams offensive assistant, Nathan Scheelhaus.
Scheelhaus, yeah. He's been I think he's been kind of a hot name too. He's been so I think so what I've heard on him is that he is like very highly regarded as like a very brilliant offensive mind, and that like the fact that he hasn't necessarily called plays is not necessarily that's a lot of people. You kind of want that in somebody who's going to take over your offense, but he's so smart that you might have to kind of buy early on him.
Well, I mean, he's been working for McVay, so I mean, it's like, are you really going to call plays when you're?
Well, he was also in college, and like the people that like the coach who he was under, I don't remember where he was, but like he said that they would meet. He would make him meet with him every week just so that he could pick his brain because like the coach was so like impressed with his like ability.
Let's see. Nathan Shield, how he played quarterback at Iowa State for what that's worth. He was at Iowa State. He was the OC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Matt Campbell. So he, with Matt Campbell. That was under Matt Campbell. Yeah, and he was with Iowa State from 2018 to 2023. Last season, he was a offensive coordinator, and he's been with the Rams since 24 as an offensive assistant, passing game specialist type. I mean, so at Iowa State, he would have worked with Brock Purdy, probably.
Oh.
I'm guessing at some point. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Cleveland. Again, the challenge is if you want to talk to Clint Kubiak, you got to wait now until after the Super Bowl. That's kind of the Kellen Moore effect from last year, like what happened with the Saints and Kellen Moore. But we'll see. So again, those three teams, Raiders, Cardinals, Browns, are all waiting to see what happens here. I'm trying to think if did I miss any other coaching hires there? I think we captured them all.
I think so. I think it's time to talk some actual games, Paul.
Yeah, you want to talk about the actual championship Sunday? Let's do our pick. Let's review our picks real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So against the spread, I was 0-2. You were 1-1. So I'm 5-7. You're 7-5 overall. Confidence. We were both 2-0 in the confidence. I got 5 points. You got 4 points. 3 of my points were from. Boy, is that including? I don't know if that's including our over/under pick. So I know you went under on both games. I went over on both games. So you got. So Broncos, Patriots, you definitely got that one. That was,
and on the flip side of that, you definitely got that Seattle.
The Seattle. I think I had it by halftime.
Basically.
So I guess let's transition into the actual. So Jarrett Stidham did his best, but he did present Patriots 10, Broncos 7. So we both had the Patriots minus 5.5. Neither one of us got that. We both had Patriots in the confidence. I had it at 4. You had it at 3. I had the over. You had the under. So you get the 2 points there. Yeah, this game was tough. Actually, let me pull up to. We do have a Donnie Dispatch.
Well, I meant to text you today to ask if we had one. This game started off in like semi-normal weather, and then in the second half, like if you watch, they showed the progression from like the third quarter into the fourth quarter, and it just got by the end of that game, it was like completely not unwatchable. It was kind of fun actually, but it was just like you couldn't do anything in that because it was a complete blizzard.
It reminded me of the Eagles-Rams game from last year, the playoff game from last year, where it was a similar thing. Like fourth quarter, all of a sudden, it's a winter wonderland. Here's our Donnie Dispatch subject line: a mile low dispatch. What a miserable game to watch. The Broncos had a very narrow path to win. Don't turn the ball over, make a couple of plays, play lights out defense. They did this up to a fateful 4th and 1 decision. You would think with a backup quarterback and an already anemic offense, you would kick the 36-yard field goal and go up 2 scores.
So I didn't understand this either. Like in the moment, this I don't know what the expected weather was, but like either way, like I think you have to take points with the backup at that. Yeah. I'm usually like pro-aggressive, but in this situation, I think you need to
especially the way your defense is playing.
Exactly.
Yeah. The Patriots could not do anything on offense, so a 10-point lead would be huge, but Sean Payton chose to go for it. Now, I would have run QB sneak or fullback give, but Sean chose a dumb rollout pass.
That was also the other part of this. the other part of this, I agree with Donnie. Is like, what was that play call?
Yeah. Even with this bonehead choice, things were okay. Broncos held the Pats. All seemed okay. Sean ran another damn screen pass. Stidham couldn't be bothered to just take the sack and move on. He makes the biggest bonehead play and essentially fumbles it. Literally the only way New England was scoring a touchdown was a turnover that close to the end zone. This is why starting QBs get $50 million and backups get $4.5 million. The second half was a disaster for both teams, other than two May scrambles that allowed New England, to get a field goal. Once the snow got heavy enough, nobody was scoring. Oh, well. It was a good season. Had Bo not broke his ankle, we win that game. Even had we won, no way we would win the Super Bowl with Stidham. Look, this team will be very good again. Russell Wilson's contract comes off the books, and we have a full draft. Appreciate you guys reading my nonsense emails through the season. So shout out to our guy, Donnie. Yeah, I mean, that's something to keep in mind. Like, the Russell Wilson contract comes off the books now, and they get their full complement of picks. Like, things are looking up for the Broncos, I'd say.
Well, and I think he pretty much summed up the game pretty well, because it's like the Denver defense played well.
Yeah.
The decision on that fourth down, both in going for it and not taking the points, and also the play call, like, really cost you. The fumble was like terrible. He had that. Stidham also had that deep interception, which was honestly more of just like an arm punt. So I'm not as like down on that. He's just taking a deep shot, and Christian Gonzalez is just like there on the receiver. And then the other part of this was Denver missed like multiple field goals. They had one that was partially blocked as well.
Saints,
so like
Saints legend Will Lutz, didn't.
Will Klutz was more like it than this
Right.
one. So but once the backup quarterback made mistakes that he couldn't make, the weather made it so that it was impossible to really do much of anything with the ball, and the Broncos just like couldn't do enough. Just made one too many mistakes in this one.
Yeah, I was messaging with Donnie. This goes back to the firing the offensive coordinator thing.
Mm-hmm.
Donnie's of the opinion that they fired Lombardi to promote Davis Webb in order to keep Davis Webb.
Right.
So, but the reporting is that they are going to do a full search, Denver that is, for their OC job.
We're going to do a full search.
Yeah. Basically, hey, Davis, do you want the job? No? Okay, well, I guess we got to do a full search. I'm just going back because Donnie and I were messaging during the game. He said need to have a good draft, pick up one playmaker at wideout, or pick up a receiver in free agency. I mean, probably need to get a backup if you can get a quarterback that's
not Jared Stidham.
It's not Jared Stidham. That's the one thing I will say. One of my gripes with Peyton when he was with the Saints, and Mickey Loomis is as much to blame this as well. They never developed anybody behind Breeze. Now, obviously, Nix is not as old as Breeze was, but we went through guys like Garrett Grayson and Ian Book, and we kind of backed into Jameis Winston because Jameis had nowhere else to go after the Tom Brady Tampa thing. So and we had Teddy Bridgewater. We had, and then he played really well in that 5-game stretch, and then he's like, "Oh, Drew's not retiring. Well, I'm going to go somewhere I can play." And so, but yeah, that was so. I would say for Denver, that's probably feels like they're pretty set. I mean, defense obviously they're set. Now we'll see if they lose Jim Leonard, if that makes a impact on them. But for the Patriots, obviously, should we play the clip? Should we play the drop? I mean,
hold on. Oh, there it is.
If not now, when?
I don't even like Drake.
You don't like the Drake?
I hate the Drake.
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
We should point
good.
out that so two things to this is that the Drake will have the chance to beat the second quarter. He'll have the chance to be the second quarterback to beat the number 1, number 2, and number 3 scoring defenses on the way to a Super Bowl, because he would have beaten the Broncos, the Texans, and the Seahawks. But we should also point out that like the road to get here was not exactly
So
the hardest.
What's funny about this is, a couple weeks ago I said if Josh Allen could go through the gauntlet of Broncos, possibly Texans, or even the Patriots, but like Drake did it. Drake went through the Texans defense, the Broncos defense, and now Seattle's defense potentially.
He went through the Broncos defense because Jared Stidham fumbled the ball.
I'll agree with you. I mean, the best. I mean, we looked at it. I looked at it this week, and like the best team they beat all season was Buffalo in the regular season by terms of record. Like they beat everybody in the NFC South, and everybody except the Saints was 8-9. Like they beat Carolina, they beat Atlanta, they beat Tampa. But those are probably their 3 best wins outside of Buffalo. Was those beating those 3 teams in the NFC South? But look, you play who you play. Like you can't really. I mean, I can't fault them for like beating the teams that are on their schedule. I don't. I'm curious to see. Have you checked the line on the game yet? On the Super Bowl, is it 5?
That's what I saw it at. Like when I
looked. That's what I figured. I figured it'd be 5, 5.5, somewhere in that range. It might get
not quite a touchdown. It might. I feel like it's.
Do you think?
I feel like it gets bet up. Yeah. I feel like. Well, I wonder how much. Do you think that the Patriots mystique like puts people?
That Broncos line came down. Like it was 5.5 when we picked it. And I saw it on Sunday. You could get it at 1.5. Like really? You could get like Broncos. Yeah, like it got. I don't know if it was like the weather. I don't know what it was, but like.
I wonder if that. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe the weather had something to do with it.
Now, obviously, this game, I don't think we have to worry about that. I think the weather in Santa Clara is going to be fine. But I think yes, the Patriots mystique that might factor, and also too like. All due respect to our good friend Trang in Seattle, this is still Sam Darnold. Like, I know, like, but you kind of have to like, are we going to see the Sam? Like, how is this going to, like, will Sam Darnold?
Did you see Sam Darnold in this game, the game against the Rams? Because dude balled out pretty.
He did. No, he did.
He awesome did. On.
But there's going to be the people betting who are going to be like, I don't know. Like
it was the Patriots were the team that made him see ghosts out there. So
by the way, this is the most, if you're a Jets fan, look away from this Super Bowl because you got the Patriots who you thought were on the rocks after the Belichick Brady era going against Sam Darnold, who you drafted at, and gave up on because the Jets. And
did you see that this is the first Sam Darnold is the first USC quarterback to start a Super Bowl?
It sounds right. Carson Palmer never did. Mark Sanchez surely never did.
No.
What about no, Ken Stabler wasn't USC. He was
no. Wasn't he Alabama?
Yeah, he was somewhere else. Yeah. I'm trying to think of who. And Joe Namath was Alabama.
That was my thought. I was like, was Joe Namath Alabama? But then I was like, no, he was from Alabama too.
And I guess the most notable USC alum to play in a Super Bowl would be like Marcus Allen, OJ.
OJ never made the Super Bowl though, right?
He was never in a Super Bowl?
Didn't he only?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
because he was with the Bills, wasn't he? Was he with anybody but the Bills?
You're right. You're right. You're correct, sir. I apologize.
Oh, I mean, Troy Polamalu.
Right. Yeah.
That would have been another one.
Was Matt Leinart on a Super Bowl team? Just didn't start?
Yeah, I think there was somebody mentioned there was another one who had made it, but he was a backup. I don't know if it was Matt Leinart though.
Well, Leinart would have been. Was he on that Cardinals team with Kurt Warner? Was he the backup for?
Was he still there at that point?
That would have been 2008.
8, maybe so.
Maybe. Or did I don't know. That's the only other one that comes to mind. Would possibly.
Let's see.
By the way, have you seen all these actually type people who are like, Sam Darnold was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago backing up Brock Purdy.
I think that's what I was thinking of. Well,
Yeah.
also, so I saw somebody who said that if Sam Darnold is able to prevent the Patriots from winning the Super Bowl, he might have actually been worth the number 3 pick for the Jets. It's like, man, y'all take anything.
Unfortunately, he's just not playing for the Jets now. So.
Pretty desperate over there.
Yeah. Speaking of the Jets, we failed to mention in our coaching carousel there, they fired their OC. They parted ways with their offensive coordinator. And apparently, I read that they reached out to John Gruden to potentially be on the coaching staff, and John Gruden was like, "I'm good. I'm good." So
probably for the best for everybody.
Yeah, probably for the best. Yeah, probably for the best. I mean, yeah, when you have did they settle that lawsuit with the NFL?
I don't know. I don't know whatever happened to that.
Because I know there was when Dennis Allen was coaching the Saints, Gruden came to training camp as like a consultant or whatever. And there was talk of him maybe becoming the offensive coordinator for the Saints. And it's like, you can't really hire John Gruden when he has an active lawsuit against the NFL going. Like, it's kind of not ideal. So
that's going to be difficult.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's not the best circumstances, but let's talk about the NFC Championship here, brought to you by Rick Booten Tootin. Seahawks 31, Rams 27. So I had Rams plus 2.5, didn't hit. We both had the Seahawks out of 1, so we both get a point there. I had the over at 3 points. You had the under at 4 points, so I get 3 points there. Yeah, exciting game here.
These teams both were throwing haymakers the entire time.
It was, man. It really was.
Like nonstop, back and forth. Like you saw two teams that knew each other and were able to just like hit each other all like up and down the field. The ball was moving the entire game.
So, buddy, I want some money on this game.
Oh yeah, because you had
I had a 7-leg parlay, buddy.
7 legs.
Let me talk you through this here. So I had this is on Underdog.
Okay.
So shout out to we don't have a sponsorship, but Underdog, we're here. Call your people. We'll call your people. So they had a promotion. It was like a 60% profit boost. So I did Puka Nacua higher than or 60 or more receiving yards. That hit. Stafford 2 or more passing touchdowns. That hit. Blake Corum 8 or more rushing attempts. He had 9. So there you go. Kyron Williams 13 or less rushing attempts. He had 10. Kenneth Walker 21 or less rushing attempts. He had 19. So I was sweating that one a little bit.
Especially on that last drive.
Especially on that last drive.
Yeah. You're happy that your boy Kubiak started calling play action passes on that one. That's
that actually factors into this last leg I'll get to in a second. But Puka Nacua less than 5.5 or 5 or less rushing yards. He had 4. He had a 4-yard run. I was like, stop.
Throw the
Okay,
towel.
so here's the one though. This is the one I was for sure I was going to lose this on. Sam Darnold, less than 9.5 rushing yards. So at one point, Sam Darnold breaks off like a 14-yard run. And I'm like, well, that's that.
It.
So the next play after he does that, he gets sacked for like a loss of like 5 yards. And I'm like, oh, I'm back. I'm back, baby. But then I remembered a sack.
A sack does not count as rushing yards.
Does not count as rushing yards. It counts as passing yards. So fast forward on that last drive, there's a play where he fakes the handoff to Kenneth Walker and keeps it and gets tackled for a loss of 5, and they count that not as a sack,
rush,
but as a run, and your boy cashes in at like times 27 or whatever it was.
Oh, there we go.
It was like, times almost 27. And the reason I bring this up, because I saw somebody on either Facebook or Twitter who was on the opposite end of this, who had over 9.5 rushing yards
they're
and was not happy.
They're calling it and trying to get that changed to a sack.
Well, and I had given up on it because I'm like, well, because I'm thinking, okay, well, anytime Sam Darnold has the ball and he gets hit, it's going to be a sack. It's not going to be a rush. And so I had given up on it. And then right after that play happened, I just happened to look at the tracker, and his number had went from 14 to 9. And I was like, wait a minute. wait a minute.
I'm back, baby.
I'm back, baby. So shout out to the good folks there. So that's the biggest win I've ever had on any of these games here. But yeah, no, this game was exciting. Do you think?
Oh no! Don't tell me. You're gambling again, aren't you?
Yes, Newman. Yes, I was. I almost called you to bring me my Son of Sam briefcase so I could. But yeah, no, this was an exciting game for both teams. So
there was also there were a couple of points that I wanted to get to on this one. One was the taunting call, which I do not like.
Well, I thought of our friend Trang though, because they called it on Tyreek Woolen, and she was all about. I was like, oh, here we go.
He needs to stop being a clown. He was not stopping being a clown. So I don't like that bailing that out. The Rams also, like, one of the big plays in this game was the muffed punt. And that was a big one that ended up, I think, swinging momentum. And then the other thing was when Seattle's up 31-20, and it's after that unsportsmanlike conduct call, the Rams score.
Yep.
And so it's 31-26. And I had looked down because I think we had Wednesday on the main TV and I was watching on my phone. And so I looked up and I was like, okay, they're going to go for 2 here in a second. So I look up back to watch Wednesday. And then when I look down, they've kicked the extra point. And I was like, because it was still like late in the third quarter. But I was like, don't you want to, at this point, I know there's still like a quarter to go, but like, I assumed that they would have gone for 2 there, but I guess like I guess McVay is also like just assuming they have enough time, but like I kind of thought that they would have gone for 2 in that situation.
I'm just checking here. So they scored. The Rams scored with 2:06 left in the third quarter.
Mm-hmm. I think that's close enough to the end of the game where you need to start thinking about like, hey, if possessions start getting a little bit more, or if points start getting a little more scarce, we should probably, because in that situation, even if you miss it, you're still going to need a touchdown at the end of the game to win. So, like, I don't think
I should
it hurts you.
also mention, we talked about from Seattle's perspective, who is their kind of big game players. Jackson Smith and Jigba, man.
Yeah,
out
that
of his
guy's a
mind.
dude.
Out of his mind. 10 catches, 153 yards, had a one-handed catch, like just made it look easy. I mean, it was insane.
You know, he's the first receiver to have 10 catches and 150 yards in the championship game since, I want to say it was Julio Jones in 2016.
That sounds right.
I think that's it.
And I obviously feel good for Rashid Shaheed, who the Saints traded to Seattle. I think it was a win-win.
DeMarcus Lawrence.
Marcus Lawrence.
So we each got a guy.
Hey, there you go.
We've each got a player, and then we've also each got a coach, because you got Clint Kubiak and then Aiden Dirty, who is the technically the defensive coordinator. We all know that that's actually Mike McDonald's defense, but he is the defensive coordinator for Seattle, former Cowboys
talked about that
coach.
last week. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
talked about that last week. I think I texted you at one point. I don't know if it was you or somebody else. And I said, either of these teams is going to just whoop the Patriots.
Oh,
right?
yeah. It feels like that. I will say, though, like, I remember the year that the 2015 Super Bowl, when the Panthers were 15-1 going into the Super Bowl against the Broncos. And I remember everyone was talking about how this was going to be like the Panthers were just going to, kind of waltz to a Super Bowl there.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Uncle Gary about this, and I was like, the way everyone talks about how Carolina is lined up to win this makes me think that it's not going to go that way. And lo and behold, it did not go that way.
Well,
so that's what scares me the most.
If I'm not mistaken, the Broncos, that was their second year in a row, because they had just lost to Seattle the year before.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, I think like some people thought the mystique of Peyton Manning had faded.
Because that was the last year where he could not like throw the ball anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
it
was
like it had gotten like he could get you into the right play, and he could like throw a slant. He knew where to go with the ball, but like the mind was there, but the arm strength had started to go. But I mean, this is also like, this is Drake May's like second year, and so like given they're a competent team, but I just feel like we'll get into this next week when we talk about the actual
parallels.
Game.
The parallels to Brady are pretty astounding, because like it's his second year. It was Brady's second year when he went to his first Super Bowl. They both are playing against teams from the NFC West. That Brady beat the Rams. This is Seattle. They're going to be heavy underdog. I don't remember what the Patriots were in that Super Bowl against the Kurt Warner Rams, but they were probably at least a touchdown underdog. Because remember, this is Brady taking over for Bledsoe and like kind of going on that run, and they had just had the Tuck Rule game, the snow game.
They were 14-point favorites.
The Rams. That's what I'm saying. I don't think Seattle's going to be that high. But yeah, I just hope it's we'll talk more about it next week. I just hope it's a good game. I hope it's.
Hope there's some good commercials.
Yeah. Apparently, Yorgos Lanthimos is directing a commercial with Emma Stone.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well,
Speaking of Patriots, if I may segue for a second, we didn't talk about this earlier. So, Shedeur Sanders is a Pro Bowler, and Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Well, did you see the Bill Polian nonsense?
No, I saw he said something, but enlighten me.
He needs to wait a year because of the Spygate
Oh
thing
my god!
and Deflategate.
Serious?
Like,
Listen,
give me that.
Listen, I would if he had said he needs to wait a year because of the North Carolina thing, I'd have respected that more, honestly. Like,
Right.
don't come at me with the Spygate, Deflategate bull. Like, don't.
Yeah,
don't
they
come
won
at me.
like 4 more Super Bowls after
Don't-
after that crap.
Yeah, don't. Like, now I'm worried that Drew Brees isn't making the Hall of Fame. Like, seriously, like if Bill Belichick's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, like what are we doing?
It's
like,
so
what are we-
stupid. This is it's ridiculous. Oh, we should also pour one out for Twin Peaks, Paul. They're filing for bankruptcy.
Oh, the restaurant. Yeah.
The restaurant, not the TV show.
Well, I was like, well, David Lynch. We just passed a year since David Lynch passed away, so I was like, that's just what you were talking about.
What a fitting way! What a fitting way to
I know, right?
honor his memory.
Yeah. So
Good night, everybody.
good night. Yeah. Good night, everybody. Yeah, but yeah, Belichick not getting in. Yeah, I didn't see the Polian thing, but
It's stupid.
it's dumb. It's again, I would have respected it more if they'd have been like, well, the whole North Carolina Jordan Hudson thing. I would have respected that more. Like, don't come at
Right.
me with the whole.
Yeah, don't come back. Yeah, don't bring up that. Yeah, that nonsense.
And I'm not a Patriots apologist by any means. Like, I'm not caping for them, but like, just so okay. So is Brady gonna have to wait a year now when Brady comes up for?
He did deflate those balls. So
I mean, what you gonna do then, Bill?
yep. What a
Greatest
loser.
quarterback of our lifetime, and you're just gonna make him. And I'm saying
Yes.
this as a Saints fan who
He has to pay his
Like-
penance, Paul.
fine.
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime.
Is Drew Brees gonna have to wait a year because of Bounty Gate? Because like
He was involved.
now I will say, and I don't know if I think Sean Payton's probably a Hall of Fame coach at this point. I mean, listen, he's the best coach in the history of the Saints by far. Like that's
Well, that's a pretty low bar there, Paul.
that's a very low bar. But speaking of which, another. I mentioned before the season I went on 32 Fans with Alex and Akiva, and they asked me about Cameron Jordan's Hall of Fame candidacy. And I kind of like soft sold it, like, I don't know. After this season, I think Cam Jordan's getting in the Hall of Fame. Not first ballot. He won't be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But he's definitely a accumulator. Like his stats, I mean, he's got as many sacks as Lawrence Taylor, for God's sakes. Like he's in that pantheon. Like you kind of have to like at least acknowledge
He's in eventually, but we still need my boy to get in. Your boy can wait a little bit.
Yeah,
my boy's been like
Darren,
long over. He's long overdue.
I got a feeling about this year, like with the Cowboys doing that thing they did where they tweeted out about him, and
I hope so.
we'll find out in about a week because they do the announcement right before the Super Bowl. So, I hope Darren gets in. That'd be cool because then hopefully, obviously, I hope Breeze gets in, and then Darren Woodson gets in. We'll both have.
We can both have somebody.
Yeah, we'll both have representatives. So,
and not the representatives where you're trying to on the phone with customer service. Representative.
No, not that. No. Yeah, so I guess next week we'll talk more about the game. We'll maybe have look at some prop bets. I think we did that last year, didn't we? Try to look at some
I think we
prop
did
bets?
a couple. This year I'm going to go hard in the paint with this, Paul.
All right. Well, speaking of bets, let me pull something up real quick.
I should also mention that I texted you about this. It may be worth considering hedging out on the Patriots money line, just based on the fact that I have
you have
Seahawks plus 1,200 to win the Super Bowl, which I placed That might be like the smartest bet I've ever made. The Seahawks plus 1,200 like a couple of months ago.
That's pretty good. And I meant to bring this up with Trang last week. Like, the Seahawks, like going throughout the summer, it was like Rams, 49ers. Like those were the two teams in the NFC West. And even like a little bit of Cardinals talk, like a little bit. And then about a month or so before the season started, people were like, actually, Seattle might be the team to watch. And that's when I came on the show and I was like, yeah, that's when I picked them to win the division, like on our picks, and that's when the whole I jinxed them and Train got mad at me and like that. That's how that all started. But I was right. I was right about that one at least. So yeah, and then the Patriots were kind of like, I think we brought this up with them and the Bears. Like it got to a certain point in their preseason where it's like if the Patriots didn't make the playoffs, it would almost be a disappointment because of all the momentum they had with hiring Vrabel and Drake.
I had the Patriots going over easily on their win totals. Like I was like, I don't know why everybody's hemming and hawing about this. The Patriots are actually going to be pretty good this year, and so we did manage. I think we were both kind of out in front of that.
Yeah, so I placed at the beginning before the season started. I had 34 futures bets. So I did one for each of the 32 teams, and 2 teams I did 2 bets. So like the Patriots, I did 2, and the Packers, I did 2. Of those 34, pretty much all of them have been settled at this point. The only one that's kind of outstanding is the Jordan Love MVP, which I don't think is going to happen. So I'm just counting that as a loss. So of those 34, 14 hit. I got 14 of them that hit. So here's just a quick recap. Cardinals 4th place division finish at plus 174. Rams lose in the conference championship at plus 860. Broncos division winner plus 300. Raiders split with the Chiefs plus 250. Panthers win the division plus 390. Bears win the division plus 420. Smoke them if you got them. Yeah. Lions missed the playoffs plus 156. Bengals missed the playoffs plus 124. Steelers win the division plus 550. Cowboys, sorry, buddy, under 7.5 wins plus 133. Giants, 1 win in the first 5 weeks. That's 1 win exactly in the first 5 weeks, plus 230. Commanders missed the playoffs, plus 129. And then here's the 2 big ones. Patriots, first place in the division, plus 470. Patriots division winner, plus 510. So total winnings there of 6,096 rebet coins on a 3,400.
There you go.
So that's pretty good.
Should have been doing that with real money.
Well, see, so this is the gambler. This is the thing about gambling, man. Like
as soon as you start putting real money in there, then it's
well, no, you win something. You're like, well, shit, I should have just. Yeah, like you put $1 and win 10. You're like, well, hell, if I'd have done $2, I'd have won 20. You know, like
exactly.
Getting that logic. So
that's how I am with like some stocks. Every now and then I'll put a couple of bucks in just like some penny stocks, and if it like goes up, it's like, why didn't I put my entire portfolio in this? And then when it goes down, it's like, well, I'm really glad that I was wise with my money and didn't put it all in the robot butcher.
The robot butcher. There you go. I tell you, those trips are relationship killers. I'm picturing George sitting there with the cigar.
And it was just like
that's a season 1 episode. That's the stock tip episode. Yeah. So I think it did pretty well there. Let me pull up real quick. I think we did this at the end of the regular season, but just to recap here, since we are now only 1 game left until September. Okay. So AFC East, we both had the Bills wrong. AFC North, we both had the Ravens. Wrong. AFC South, I had the Texans. You had the Jaguars. So you got that right. AFC West, we both had the Chiefs. Wrong. Wild card teams, we both had the Broncos. So half right. I had the Steelers, so I count that as a half right. You had the Chargers, kind of a half right. We both had the Bengals. So
Wait, I had the Chargers as a wild card.
Wild
That's
card.
all right. That's
Yeah.
correct. That's not a half right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because the
Yeah.
Broncos won the division. So
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. My bad.
Come on, give me some credit, Paul.
I'm sorry.
As bad as our predictions were, give me the one that I got right.
Well, we'll get to the really bad one here in a minute. NFC, we both had the Eagles in the East, so we got that right, much to your chagrin. We both had the Packers winning the North, so half right, because we both had the Bears as a wild card, so kind of came out in the wash. We both had the Bucks in the South. That's wrong. I had the Seahawks in the West. So you had the 49ers. So
Which the 49ers won a lot of games and like
right.
So
I had the
we'll
49ers as a wild card. So
and also like the Rams thing, I was like, what if Matthew Stafford's spine falls out of his body? Like that was
Matthew Stafford was taking epidurals in the preseason.
He was in the immortal chamber. Like what are we talking about? How am I supposed to bet on that guy?
I technically had all three NFC wildcard teams. I had the Rams and the 49ers. I had the Bears as a wildcard team, but I had the Packers as a division winner. So I count this. I feel pretty good about my NFC picks. Now, our Super Bowl picks were Bills Packers, so obviously that's not gonna happen.
Nope.
But
at least they made the playoffs.
Yeah, but I tell you what, buddy. The Bless Them Boys curse. Coach of the year. I had Sean McDermott.
This is the good one right here.
I had Sean McDermott. You had Pete Carroll. So both of our coaches of the year predictions got fired.
They were not coach of the year.
Offensive player of the year. We both had Jamar Chase. I don't think that's going to happen. Defensive player of the year. You had Will Anderson, which I think that's going to happen.
No.
Oh, Myles Garrett. Yeah. Myles Garrett.
So the thing was that like he actually any other season he might have had a case for it, but the fact that Myles Garrett got the sack record is like there's no way that he gets it.
Yeah, I had Aiden Hutchinson, so that's not going to happen either. Offensive rookie of the year, I had Cam Ward. You had Ashton Genty. Hey, it might be Tyler Shuck. Who knows? Defensive rookie of the year, we both had Abdul Carter. I don't think it'll be Abdul Carter. Who's the defensive rookie of the year? Eamon Wari?
No, there was somebody. No, Schlesinger.
Oh, Schlesinger, yeah, from Cleveland.
That's
comeback player of the year. You had McCaffrey. That feels.
I think he's the favorite right now.
Yeah, I think that you're probably. I had Aiden Hutchinson, but I think you got that one, buddy. Protector of the year, I had Lane Johnson. You had Penei Sewell. I don't know who. I don't know who's gonna have. And then assistant coach of the year, I had Saleh. You had Flores. It's probably gonna be. Who did I see the other day?
So Christian McCaffrey is the favorite with odds from minus 700 to minus 4,000.
Jesus, that's pretty.
I think I got that one.
Odds. I think you got that one, buddy. Here you go. Who do you think the betting favorite is for Super Bowl MVP right now?
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold plus 130. Drake May plus 230. So, yeah, a lot of these futures bets are related to the Super Bowl, so we'll look at those next week. I was looking for, I guess.
I always like to sprinkle a little bit on like first touchdown people, because those are all you can get people for like plus 1,700 or plus plus 1,000. Just get a little action. And
just to go back to what we were talking about a minute ago, Rebet has the Seahawks minus 5.5 right now.
Okay. Everywhere, a bunch of books are still at 4.5.
45.5 is the over under right now.
Mm.
Yep. Any other degenerate gambling things we can?
No, I want to save some of that for next week.
We'll save that for next week. I do love the ESPN headline here. Sources: Belichick not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like that comes across almost like an opinion. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it does.
Feels weird. I talked about the Oscar betting odds. Might as well pull them up here while I'm on Underdog right now. The Kendrick Lamar and SZA album is the betting favorite for record of the year at the Grammys. All right, Best Picture, One Battle After Another -304. Best Actor, Timothée Chalamet -435.
When are the Academy Awards?
March 15th.
Oh, we got a while. Oh, that's right. You said it was the day before your birthday.
Best Director, Paul Thomas Anderson -2,000. Yeah, so that's Best Cinematography, Sinners -286.
Ooh.
Best Film Editing, One Battle After Another -213.
These are on Underdog?
Yeah.
Okay.
Best Supporting Actress, Tiana Taylor from One Battle After Another -455. Best Actress, Jessie Buckley. You want to take a guess what the number is?
-350. Oh, never mind.
Minus 2,500.
I feel like I should put a bunch of money on One Battle After Another as the favorite.
I thought about, this is why I kind of, when we were talking about it earlier, I was like, because Sinners for Best Picture, hang on, let me get back to it real quick.
It is
for Best
plus 223.
Plus 223. So I was like, man, you could sprinkle a little bit on Sinners for Best Picture. Might have a chance. They don't even have an odd for. So I didn't mention this, but F1 got nominated for Best Picture, the Brad Pitt race car movie. They don't even have odds on it on Underdog for Best Picture. It was the so when the Oscars went to 10 movies for Best Picture, 10 nominees, they usually reserve one spot for kind of a popcorn movie. Like, what was the big box office?
Like the Batman movies would be nominated, or Inception.
Yeah, and that's kind of what F1 is this year.
Okay.
Some people thought Weapons might get that slot, but wasn't the case. Amy Madigan did get nominated as Best Supporting Actress from Weapons. I thought she had a chance to win, but it looks like that might not be the case. Yeah. Maybe I'll keep an eye on these Oscar odds as we get closer to the show. And I also will have to check out the 3 movies I have not seen yet for Best Picture. So my thought is that One Battle After Another is going to win.
I feel pretty comfortable in that,
but we'll see. We shall see. But again, it's really cool that Sinners got nominated for so many awards. So I think that's it, buddy. Got anything else you want to talk about before we? So next week we'll get ready for the Super Bowl. We might do a little. I'm gonna keep an eye on the Senior Bowl this weekend. See if we get any prospects that jump out to us. Obviously, you guys have 2 picks in the first round, so
2 picks in the top 20.
In the top 20, yeah. Saints are at number 8. Maybe this is the year the Saints trade back. I don't know. We'll see.
Good info.
I'm starting to see a lot of love, pun intended, for the Saints picking the running back from Notre Dame, Jeremiah Love. I don't know. We'll see. See what happens. As long as it's not an offensive lineman. God help me.
This will be your turn to take the offensive lineman pick and walk off the show when we do the live show this year.
I'm out. I thought about that the other day. I was like, I want to be what Brandon was when they drafted Tyler Booker.
Exactly.
Sure.
That actually worked out for us though, or for me.
It did.
Like, that kid can play.
Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. But so next week we'll do a bunch of Super Bowl talk. Look at some interesting wagers, and then we gotta figure out what we're gonna do once the season's over. We gotta come up with some ideas for what to do.
I'm sure there'll be some movie and music stuff. I'm
sure.
I have assigned you a project for once it comes out on a show to watch once it comes out on Netflix as well.
Oh yes. Remind me, what was
Suburgatory?
Suburgatory. Okay.
Coming soon. Prepare yourself, Paul.
How big of a project is this? Remind me.
So it's 3 seasons, but they're not like incredibly long. So
I'm looking this up right now here.
I think the 3rd season is more like a half season than an actual.
So why can I not spell this?
How many episodes? Oh, there's 57 episodes.
Okay. Oh, that's not bad. 90 pages.
Yeah. Well, it's also like 20-minute episodes, so like it's pretty easy to get through.
By the way, this show is already available on Tubi.
Yeah, that's right. That's where it was before. Cheryl Hines is on here.
Oh, nice.
Alan Tudyk. Also.
Yeah. Anna Gasteyer. I'm looking at the cast list here.
Yes.
Ooh, who's
Chris Parnell. Chris Parnell too.
Jeremy Sisto. He looks familiar. Why does he look familiar?
He's been in some stuff. I can't remember.
So his top 4 on IMDb, his known 4 on IMDb are Suicide Kings, May, Clueless, and Wrong Turn. Which apparently there's like 5 Wrong Turn movies, which I didn't realize.
They should get some GPS.
Well, that's what happened when GPS was invented. They stopped making the Wrong Turn.
Yeah, you got to come up with like in horror movies. You got to come up with like different reasons for them to not have cell phone signal.
Somebody had an idea for a horror movie. It was like something related to like food delivery service or something like I can't remember what it was though. All right. Okay, so I'll try to maybe watch a couple episodes on Tubi before it hits Netflix.
Before it hops to Netflix. I think you'll enjoy it.
So I actually got an email from Tubi today of what's coming soon on Tubi. I gotta tell you, man, if you haven't checked out Tubi, check it out. They've got some good movies on there that are, and it's free. I mean, there's commercials, but
I mean, I already pay for versions of stuff with commercials anyway. I might as well get it for free.
Yeah. What was there was I want to say like, was it Silence of the Lambs? Maybe there was like a big movie that was coming out, or is going to be available on Tubi starting in February. I can't remember, but we'll do some Super Bowl talk next week. We'll do some more movie music. Oh, by the way, speaking of music, I meant to bring this up. One of my favorite bands, Tedeschi Trucks Band, they have a new album coming out right after my birthday, March 20th. They
at
released
you.
the first single. The first single came out, and I can't remember the name of it. I did listen to it, but it was okay.
There's a Cut Worms actually has another album coming out this year that I'm excited about.
Cut Worms.
That's right.
Okay, all right.
There you go.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
It's kind of along the same vein as the guy who did Clams Casino. Gosh, what was his name? Brian Dunn. Sort of that sort of same Americana music. So
Gotcha. All right. Okay. All right, buddy. Well, we'll talk to everybody next week. We hope everybody has a good week. Stay warm out there, wherever you are, because still we got
still
down
pretty chilly
to
out there. That's why I
we got down to
bundled
like
up.
14 or 13 here in Houston this week.
And we got off easy compared to some of the other places north of us.
Yeah, really did. I know Dallas got hit pretty hard. So yeah, please stay safe out there, folks. Hope everybody's safe and warm, and we'll talk to everybody next week as we get ready for Super Bowl 60. But until then, happy football, everybody.
Happy football. Oh, it worked this time.